So welcome back to our sorting station models in Siemens MCD. So in this video we will see how to create a position control of a pneumatic actuator. In this case we will use this stopper. And to do this we will first create a joint. So a joint will allow movement between two rigid bodies. So we will first define those rigid bodies. So in the sliding joint we have the body of the actuators, and then we have the sliding part of the actuators. And one thing we can do with rigid bodies is here I can select two parts and they will be linked together as one. Rigid, I will give it a name, rigid bodies stopper. And for the fixed part, rigid bodies stopper frame. And now I can define my joint. So I will come here, basic joint. I select the type of joint that I need. In this case, we will need a sliding one. In the menu, I need to select attachment and base. The attachment will be the moving part, and the base will be the frame. I need then to select a vector, an axis, for the direction of the movement. I will then select this one. Yes. I can set limits to this movement. So here the stroke of the actuator is 10 mm, so I have a upper limit of 10 and a lower of 0. And here we have what we call the offset. It means that here the actuator is already out at the position 10 mm, so I will set it at the 10 mm offset position. So sliding joint, stopper. And now if I will launch the simulation and see what's going on. Okay, so what happened is now I have two rigid bodies and they react to the gravity. So that's why they both fell down. To avoid that, I will need to define a fixed joint on the fixed part of the actuator. Okay, so my joints are defined here. And now if I click on play, it stays there, and if I select it, I can move my joint and we can see the movement of the actuators. So we can move it manually, but it would be good to be able to control it. So for that we will use what we have here, the position control. So in the menu we need to select an object. So we select it either here in the menu or here on the 3D. So I can set a destination, let's say 10 mm, let's say 0 mm, because it's already out. I can set a speed, and let's give it a name. And it comes here in the sensor and actuator section. So now if I click on play, we see it goes on the position 0. And if I go in the runtime inspector, I can change this value. If I go out 10 mm, here it is. If I go 0, it goes to 0. So I want to put more than 10 mm, let's say 15. It will not go higher than 10 because we set the 10 limit. Now the next movement we can do is the separators. So we have two of them. So we will do the same. We will create rigid bodies. We need to set one for the fixed part. Separator 2 and the fixed part. Okay, so I defined my rigid bodies. Now I will define my joints. So first the fixed joints. And now I will define, in this case it will not be a sliding joint, it will be a hinge joint. So the attachment will be this one, and the base will be this one. We need to specify an axis. We will take this one. We need to define an anchor point. So here I will select the center of the circle, and we need limits. So here we will say the limit is 50, let's say 55 degrees, and the lower limit is 0. We are already in the 0 position, so the start angle is 0, and we rename it. Then we do the same for the second one. So I select my attachment, I select the base, I select the axis vector, I select the anchor point. Okay, values of the limits are the same. And now I can create my position controls. I will select the first one, destination, let's say 55 degrees is correct. We set the speed, we set the name. Okay, we create the second one. Okay, and now if we run the simulation, both are rotating. And if I go in my runtime inspector, I can control them. 0 degree. If I want to set the second one to 0. Okay, we can now control our 3 actuators. So that's it for the video, and I will see you in the next one.